Hey guys, I am here at the movie theater. I am super excited about being here. It's the second Friday. It's my second Friday being here in a row. It's unheard of. But yeah, I did change my schedule. But you don't care about that. You don't care about my hours. What you care about is what movies I'm going to go see. The first movie is going to be right over here. It's Candyman, the new version. I am excited about seeing it. It's been getting good reviews on the Rotten Tomato meter. And then the other one, I am very morbidly curious to find out how bad it is because it's the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, Old. I am excited to just make fun of that and see. I'm morbidly curious to see how bad this movie is. Man, I'll tell you what, boy, howdy, the work was super busy tonight, so I didn't get out until extremely late. I have minutes before this movie starts, so I gotta rush and get to that concession stand to buy my concession stand popcorn. So, hey, in just a few seconds, guys, I'll be right back to let you know what I think about Candyman. All right, see you, bye. Well, this is not going to be the easiest movie to review. This movie was told in a non-linear form, and it was a little over my head. So I will give you the basic premise of this movie, and then I'm going to tell you what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it. And there's a whole bunch in this movie that I did like that was there to like. It basically was, it set up your typical boogeyman scenario. There's a guy that was done wrong in a very grisly, very gruesome way. And then it sets up a haunting situation where he haunts this particular location. But in a weird kind of abstract way, he's trying to help this location out, this like general area, this neighborhood, and he does it through the centuries. So come to the modern time, we have this artist that is living with his girlfriend, and she is a established artist showing in shows, and he is a non-established artist who is kind of riding on her coattails. That is the setup for the movie. And that's about the only thing I can tell you with any certainty. And then there's a lot of stuff that happens, and I liked it, but I'm not really sure what was going on. We have this artist who befriends, kind of. He like sees him once in a great while. This like victim of a former Candyman, and he becomes a more important character later on in the movie, but I'm not really sure how it ties in, and the nuances of that myth that they were creating there. I'm not really sure I got all that. I understood it all. But here's the things I really did like about this movie. First off, well, no, I'm going to go with the positives first and then the negatives. First off, the directing of this movie was really kind of cool. It was dark, as all horror movies are, and it was very awkward. There were moments of silence. There were moments of really kind of like piercing music. And there were very awkward shots, like shots that were taken that were not in frame. And narrow shots where it made you feel claustrophobic. All those were designed to kind of put you ill at ease. And in the beginning of this movie, I saw it as just very typical horror, stock. But at the same time, as the movie went on, and the more I kind of took in that atmosphere that they were creating, took in the music and the mood that they're creating. I liked it more and more. It came to a very satisfying conclusion. I really dug it, even though, again, there were elements that I'm not really sure what was going on. What I didn't like about the movie, again, we had two main characters, the girlfriend and her, tag-along boyfriend. They weren't really likable characters. There was really no effort to make these people really likable in the eyes of the audience. I've had a hard time finding someone to identify with. But at the same time, like I said, the ending, the climax of this movie was very satisfying. I really did enjoy it. And at the end, I kind of, not identified, but I at least sympathized with the character and why she was making the decisions she was making. To sum it up, to just add all those elements up, yes, it wasn't exactly hitting every single area that I needed to make this a perfect film, but it was definitely on the plus side. I'm going to give it an 80%. I enjoyed the horror elements of it. I enjoyed the imagery. I enjoyed the directing of it. I just wished we had a character that we actually did like completely and was involved in that character. There wasn't any central character that we found that we could identify with, or now I'm just repeating myself. All right, well, so 80 is what I'm going to give this movie. All right, so guys, I'm just going to move on. I'm excited to see this kind of train wreck, this dumpster fire of a movie that M. Night has put out for us. I love to hate watch his movies. I love to see how bad they are. So I'm going to go ahead and watch that in just a few seconds. I'm going to be right back to let you know what I think about Old. All right, see you in just a few. Bye. Hey guys, I just got done watching Old. It's exactly what's promised. It's exactly what's advertised. It's a beach. A group of people are tricked into going to this beach, and they are rapidly aged. I would love to start off with something positive to say about this movie. And strangely enough, when the movie ended, I had a strange, vague, pleasant reaction to this movie. Like, there was something about this movie that I actually did like. I just can't pin it down. It was awful. It was really awful. The problems with this movie. I was a big Dexter fan. I love Dexter, and I'm not talking about the serial killer Dexter from Showtime. I'm talking about Cartoon Network's Dexter. I loved that Dexter. It was awesome, and I've watched every single episode. There was one episode where he turned into Grandpa Dexter. I remember someone saying, the premise was he wanted to stay up to watch the late night movie, and they're, "Oh, Dexter, you're too young. You need to abide to your an appropriate bedtime." So he rapidly aged himself to become this older person to be able to watch this late night movie. And unfortunately, he overcalculated and became Grandpa Dexter, and the hijinks ensue. The reason I'm bringing that up is while he was Grandpa Dexter, he was doing all kinds of grandpa stuff. Now, he's still Dexter. He's still the, 10-year-old or 8-year-old Dexter that goes to grade school but has wonderful inventions. He was still acting out that part, having bad hearing, liking cream corn, all the old people, reminiscing about old loves. all the old trappings of being old, he was acting out. Now, was that possible? No, but it was funny in the cartoons. That's exactly what happened in this movie. We had a group of people, and they had aged. First off, big problem of this movie was they didn't seem to age at the same rate. And not only that, but they only aged to the next actor. So we had these kids that were, I can't remember. I know the kid because he just said it, was 6 years old. I don't know how old the girl was, but let's say she was 10, all right? So they started off in that age, and they were the only characters that you got to see remaining throughout the whole film. Because of their age, because they were so young. So as they aged, they seemed to become teenagers while the adults stayed the same. They even kind of tried to explain it in the plot, in some kind of dialogue. And they're like, oh, we don't know why we're not aging, but they are aging, and they were eating a lot of food. I don't want to get into the specifics of this movie. What I do want to talk about is the generalities of this movie. And like I said, the aging progression throughout this film didn't seem even. It just seemed like the kids aged, the adults didn't. Then the kids didn't age, but the adults did. And it just seemed uneven in that respect. It was not good, in that respect at least. Okay, so let me go back to my Dexter analogy. Dexter was acting like Grandpa. These kids, as they grew, they became the different actors. As they hit the different stages of their lives, they were all kind of waxing about the things that they had no way of understanding or knowing or even longing for. There was a scene when they were teenagers or even like young adults, and they were saying that they had missed their prom, they had missed going to high school. How in God's name would they know this unless they had experienced it first to be able to miss it? It just didn't make sense to me. And let me go ahead and get into the biggest problem of this film, the dialogue and the plot. The dialogue was atrocious. It was awful. It was written like a. It was very poorly written. There were things that were said that with the improper, as far as I'm concerned, improper inflections, and it just didn't match the mood with what they were saying, and that just goes down to directing, right? Wouldn't you think that would go down to directing if he was trying to create like a social experiment where they were stuck on a beach and they aged rapidly and saw what would happen to this group as they aged rapidly? Would you not think that he would try to even it out and like give them believable dialogue and then like direct them into how to deliver that dialogue? And it just didn't seem to match at all. At all. It was awful. In true M. Night form, we did get, at the end, the Twilight Zone twist at the end. What a twist! And it, of course, was kind of stupid. The conclusion of this movie was not satisfying in any way, shape, or form. Again, I remember just in the last few seconds liking something about this film, and again, I can't pin it down. So I'm going to be slightly generous. This movie did not work at all, but I'm going to give it a 35%. There was something. I wish I could tell you what that something is. I could definitely tell you the negatives, but guys, I wish that you guys could go see this movie and kind of make up your mind and let me know what you think about it. You know, leave it in the comments if you really do. If you ever see this video, I would like to know. Other than that, man, it was a piece of poo. Piece of poo. And I Yeah, I know I'm contradicting myself. I know I'm contradicting myself when I say, guys, this is not worth watching, because I just got done saying just a second ago that it was. But it's not. If you want to watch a better movie, watch that Candyman. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. You know, that was like, what, 80%? That was 80% of a good movie. This movie was maybe 35 is a little too high. I'm gonna give it a 30. It was really messy. It wasn't a dumpster fire, but it was very messy, very noisy. The dialogue was very, very awkward, and the situation was written like a cartoon. So there you go, 30%, and that's it. That's my time at the movie theater tonight. Is Candyman is a definite watch. Maybe a rental, but it's definitely something worth watching. Old is something worth watching if you want to, see kind of like that awkward dumpster. Well, not a dumpster fire, but that awkward accident that happened in this movie. Maybe when you have depleted all other good movies to watch, then give this a try, and just for a break from sheer boredom, I guess. All right, guys. Hey, I wish I could tell you when I'm coming back, but I don't know. And in fact, I am working next weekend, so more than likely next weekend is not going to be the time when I see you. But maybe I'll go see another movie at a real theater instead of the drive-in. But I'm out of here. They've been gracious enough not to come up to my car, so I'll talk to you guys later. Once, as always, I want to go ahead and wish everybody peace. Matane. I'll talk to you guys later, and goodbye.